Oh, can I go? Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We are so excited to have you join us on this call. It's something new we're doing, and this is probably for me the most amazing class to be able to be a part of because it's something that comes very deep from each of our hearts. And you have an amazing group of ladies sharing with you this evening. And these are all people who have very much inspired me and played a very big part in my own journey. And I hope that if you're coming to have a look at what this is about, that we will be able to help you find your own reason and your own purpose. But really, the purpose of our call tonight is to talk a little bit about how the Young Living business opportunity has affected our lives. So I don't want to just dive in there and for you to think that this is just about money, because for all of us, the passion absolutely starts with the oils. But I also don't want to spend an hour telling you why I love the oils, because we have other classes about that. So I will just start by saying that for me, definitely my first most amazing experience was with the oils. At the time, I was also looking for another business opportunity. I had been working in a corporate career for 15 years. My kids are really young, and I wanted to actually have my own business and be with my kids. But I didn't know what business would work for me. I had many ideas, and just none of them I felt that I could really dive in. And when I'd experienced the oils and I'd experienced doing what Young Living was, I just knew in my heart, this is it. This is the thing for me. It's like, this is what's my calling. It was just, I don't even know where it came from. I just knew in my heart, this is what I've been waiting for my whole life. And it's making me emotional, sorry. But it was really fantastic for me. And my initial my initial thought really was just, look, this is an amazing product. It's changed our home, it's changed my life. People are going to want this, and this is an amazing thing that's going to hit our country. I want to be a part of it. I want to have that growth, and it's a great opportunity for me to get out of my corporate career and run my own business. So I was very much focused just on helping other people with their health. But actually, as this progressed, it became so much bigger, because once it happened so fast. Within 6 months, I actually had quit my corporate career and was out, and this was my full-time job. And my life changed 180 degrees. Suddenly I was the mom who was there for my kids, who was able to actually fetch them from school, who could come watch the 10 in the morning gala and not worry about, is someone beeping me, am I supposed to be in a meeting or whatever it is. And it was such a significant gift for me to have that freedom and still have my own income source, but also have my little bit of selfish me, which is my thing that I can do for myself. And it was such a huge gift. It actually changed my vision a lot, that I thought, wow, I want to be able to share this with other women, especially because corporate South Africa, I'm so sorry for the background noise, guys. Corporate South Africa, but this is working mom life. But corporate South Africa does not allow for working mom life. It's very all or nothing. And so I realized, wow, this is just amazing. And I really want to be able to share it with others. And, it became this love of helping people with their health to actually helping them with so much more. And the more I started to understand who and what Young Living is and what it stands for, the more I actually started to realize what I was bringing to other people. Health is a huge part of it, but it's way more, because health actually is more than just physical health. It's emotional health, it's mental health, and it's really the whole package of it. And then I had the privilege of attending Young Living's convention in 2019 in the US. And there, my vision actually grew that much further, where I realized that it's even beyond working moms. It's actually opportunity. I'm talking very much from a South African perspective now, but the opportunity to change our country and our continent and bring opportunity to others where there just aren't jobs here, and showing people a way that they can create something for themselves without having a huge capital to begin with. And so my vision keeps growing, and my passion for this grows. And as I've uplifted my team and helped people, we help each other. That's what I love about this. The more you help others, the more you help yourself. And that for me has been beautiful, to have a purpose that I'm doing something that's bigger than me, but I'm also able to selfishly meet my own financial needs and that of my family. But the bigger picture for me, and just knowing that what I'm doing isn't just about me, and really that helping others actually ends up helping me. That I've absolutely loved that, and it's really been a privilege for me. And I can say a lot more about this, but I want you to have a chance to hear from all the other amazing speakers on this call tonight as well. So I'm going to hand over to, I'm so sorry, I forgot who's next. Ali, just help me.
Hi, me. I'm next.
The amazing Sarah, who has I work very closely with and has supported me a huge amount in my journey. So Sarah, thank you, and I'm very excited to hear your perspective on this too.
Thanks, Anna. And we're neighbors now, which is very exciting. Yeah. So, hi, everybody. I'm Sarah. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm married, happily married, and I've got three beautiful boys. The oldest is 20. Sorry, I've got three dogs on the bed with me, and it's actually Ziggy's like burrowing into my notes here. Anyway, so I've got three boys, and the oldest is 20, and then Jake's 18, and the youngest is turning 13. And I'm a qualified high school and junior primary teacher. And that's what I was doing until I fell pregnant with Ricky and then had to go on to bed rest. And that was the end basically of my teaching career until Young Living came along. So I was lucky enough to be a stay-at-home mom, and I did that for 18 years, which was a really long time. And I always said that when Anthony got to grade 1, I'd go back and teach again. But when it came to him being in grade 1, I just really felt like I'd been out of it for too long. But I always knew that I was like meant for more. And I've got quite a very outspoken, very how do I put it? He's quite a well-known businessman, my husband. He's in advertising and, very involved with our community and just everything, politics, everything. And I always just felt like I was Mark Abel's wife, basically. And I kind of went, I had to go to a lot of corporate functions, and yes, I talked about my children, but, I don't know, I just felt I just had more to offer. But anyway, so that's how I felt. And then almost 2.5 years ago, my younger sister Vanessa, and Adi, my middle sister's on the call also, she's going to talk later. Her husband's cousin is Lindsay Gramont, who's our Royal Crown Diamond, at the head of our whole team. And Vanessa was looking for this oil for her. She's a dermatologist, and she's looking for Blue Tansy, which is this amazing oil for your skin. And basically, Lindsay sent her the starter kit with the Blue Tansy, and Vanessa phoned. She knew that I was looking for something, and Adi also at that time. Our kids were older, and now we were ready to do something with our lives, not just being moms, which is a huge job, but there's comes a time when they're independent and they just don't need you so much anymore. So we met Vanessa for coffee, and she showed us the starter kit. And like Anna said, it was just like something inside. I felt like it was right. There was just something about, I knew that we were going to go for this. So I went like straight into the business. I didn't even know anything about essential oils, nothing. But I thought, no, this just feels so right and so nice, and I'm going to research, and I did until my starter kit arrived. I threw myself into research about oils and Young Living and everything. And yeah, that's how it started, with me just saying, this is what I want to do. We have to try and bring it into South Africa, get it going here. Yeah, so that's how we started with it. And then basically Ali then came into our lives a couple of months later, and she flew down to Cape Town, and then she went to Joburg. I think you went to Joburg that time, but I can't remember. But basically she came down 3 times, and the first time she came with Lindsay and Adi, and I just hosted a whole lot of classes, got our friends together, and that was the start of it. And just completely, for me, it just has brought a lot of purpose into my life. And whereas before I was actually quite anxious waking up in the mornings, I kind of woke up with this really sometimes I thought, well, what am I actually going to do with my day? And I started walking and trying to fill my days with exercise. But yeah, as I say, I just felt like I was meant for more. And it's just given me a lot of purpose and this identity, where now I can go out and say, oh, I'm also working. I'm working now. I'm so proud of it. And I feel that, you know, I can contribute, even though we're fine with, you know, my salary and everything, it still helps a lot to bring in extra money, because it's extra money for holidays and travel. And instead of going away for 2 nights, I can say, no, let's go for 3 nights. I'm paying for it. And it was my mom's birthday. And I phoned my mom and I said, meet us at this game reserve, which is a safari for the Americans. And I said, I'm paying for you and dad, please come. And like that kind of thing in my life has I just feel like I can contribute. I can pay for the kids if they have tutors. And, you know, I just feel like I'm now playing a role as well in our family. But more importantly, it's just given me a sense of this identity and passion and drive again, and just feel like I'm contributing in such, it's just such an amazing business. And it just gives everyone health and wellness, and just this community, which has been so amazing, just to have met these most amazing women who I would never have met before, and just love all of you so much. Really very, very special to me. And to work with Adi, you know, it's just been amazing. We're lucky we've got each other. So yeah, so that's my story, and thank you guys. It's just been amazing, so I can highly recommend it. And I also don't know who I'm passing on to. I think Bianca.
Yes, yes, you are. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. I just want to say I'm so grateful that you pushed to get this product into South Africa so that we don't have to pay all of those delivery fees anymore. So yes, I can remember we could only order once a month because it was so expensive to get it in. So the delivery fees we are paying now is just amazing, actually. Anyway, my journey started in June 2019, and I accidentally got into the business side of Young Living after a friend came to do a workshop at my house. And I saw how she did it, and I was just inspired and thought, oh, wait, I can also do this. And she basically coached me and helped me along that. And I became star, the rank star, but I was star for the longest time. And I then did the coaching with Anna, who was our first speaker on the call. And it was just amazing after the coaching, how I basically started to climb the ranks and how I've grown in my Young Living business. And so I definitely believe what you put into the business, you will get out at the end of the day. And what I love about the business is that you have your own flexible hours, that you can actually decide on when you want to do what, and you can go at your own pace. I'm currently a silver, and I'm still doing a full-time job, a 9-to-5 job as well. So I just want to say it is possible. It is possible to grow your business whilst you are still doing a 9-to-5 job, and to have a side hustle where you earn an extra income as well. I also believe that there's a few key areas and ingredients in the business recipe that you have to love people, you have to care for people, to have a good heart and an attitude. Definitely your time, because it does take time to put and invest in people in this business. And then never underestimate the power of sharing about your Young Living oils to actually make a change and bring a change to somebody else's life. Carries so much power at the end of the day. And then this journey has really impacted my life greatly in the sense of I felt like I was living in a bubble before. And since starting with Young Living, felt like I just got out of that bubble, got out of my comfort zone, would have never spoken on a call like this before. But it's just wow how the ladies inspire one to also do the same. And for that, I'm truly, truly grateful. And I always say that the oily community behind this business is fabulous. Facebook friends, Facebook strangers actually, that has become lifelong friends who I will treasure forever and who I would have never met before if it wasn't for the Young Living journey. So that is just truly fantastic. And then lastly, obviously the compensation behind it is very, very welcome as a second income, and how you are able to bless other people in your life because of your second income, because you have a bigger margin that you can play with. And my hubby is very grateful because he got a PlayStation 5 recently. So he is in the clouds about it. And yeah, like Sarah also said, where you can actually go a little bit longer away for a holiday because you know there is an extra margin. So yeah, I am forever, ever grateful that I jumped in and I just went for it. And yeah, be brave, be open, and just go for it. Okay, I'm handing over to Adi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Adi, Sarah's sister, the other half. And like Sarah, we've been doing this business for just over 2 years. In fact, Anna, Sarah, and I started almost at the same time. And what happened, as Sarah said, was that we were introduced to the Young Living oils and the business at the same time by my younger sister, Vanessa. And what sparked an interest for me, I have to admit, at first was the business and not the oils. I had never used essential oils before, so obviously was completely ignorant and skeptical at the same time. But I was already heading down that natural road of, looking at my cleaning products in my home and what products I was putting on my skin, knowing the toxins in my life and, watching what I ate and exercising. So when I read up about essential oils and realized that they actually were therapeutic value to these oils, I realized that maybe this was, the missing piece of my wellness journey. But I was really interested in the business because it came around at a time where I was just coming out of a really long divorce. And I suddenly found myself a single mom. I had 4 kids to support and I wasn't working. And so I needed money. I needed some form of income to support my kids. And I was very fortunate enough that, that I have a family that could support me and help me financially. But it does eventually get to a point where it becomes a little bit embarrassing to keep asking people for money. And actually, you lose your sense of pride, because I was fortunate enough to go to university and I got this amazing degree. I studied physiotherapy. It was hard to get in. It was hard work to pass. It was hard work to qualify. And I had just given up, basically, And so when I got divorced and I needed some form of income, I thought I would disappoint my parents by not going back to physio. But the truth of the matter was that I just did not want to go back. I had lost that passion for my job. And I knew when I fell pregnant with my 4th child, with Danny, that I was never going back. And if I think about it, I worked with kids. And so if I had to go back to that kind of job, then I would be working full days. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted to be home with my kids. I wanted to see them grow up. I wanted to take them to their extramurals. And you're always looking for that amazing job that you think doesn't exist, where you can wake up, drop your kids at school, work a few hours, and then spend the rest of the afternoon with the kids. I thought that, we always talk about that perfect job, and we don't think that it exists, but it really does when you find Young Living. And so I must say that because Sarah was so enthusiastic about the business and the oils, I bought my starter kit. And I just thought, what business can you get involved in with such a low startup cost? I mean, even in South Africa, you can get involved in this business now just for 750 Rand and start a business. I mean, what other business could you get involved with such a small amount? And so I bought the kits. Also, I dived into research about the business, about the oils, obviously fell in love with the oils because, you can't do this business unless you're passionate about what you're selling or sharing. And it's just been the most incredible journey. And yeah, you get a lot of flack about this business. A lot of people say, oh, but it's a multi-level marketing company, it's a pyramid scheme. And I must say that when I joined, I didn't really understand the concept of network marketing. It just kind of happened, as Anna said, it just happened so quickly. Before I knew it, we were executive and silver, and I didn't really understand the concept. But now that I've been in it a while, this business model is just unbelievable. We've just been on holiday and you can take a break and still earn an amazing income. So the residual income is really something, there's a lot to be said for it. And I just want to read a quote from Bill Gates, because what he says is just amazing. And he said, if I would be given a chance to start all over again, I would choose network marketing. So if it's good enough for Bill Gates, it's good enough for me. And I just, I love the business model. I've loved this journey. It has enabled me to achieve financial freedom. I don't need to go begging for money. My kids are proud of me. They see the hard work. They see the dedication. It's given me a purpose. It's something that gets me out of bed in the morning. It's something that I'm so passionate about. I love the products. I love the people. I love helping people. I love sharing the love of these oils and the business with everyone. It's just such an amazing community. And I really don't think that there's any job like it. There really isn't. And I'm so grateful that I was introduced to Young Living, and I'm so grateful for all these amazing women on this call tonight. And yeah, there's really nothing more I can say than, honestly, it was the best decision of my life. And now I'm handing over to another amazing friend of mine, Shelley.
Thanks, Adi. I'm busy sitting here thinking about, and it's not even like what I was planning on talking about, but I couldn't help it. I nearly burst into laughter as you were talking. It was so funny because you just had that procedure, and I think you had just been introduced to the oils, and I'd gone to go and see you, and you were in your bed lying with the blankets over you because you'd had your op, and you were talking to me about the diffuser, and you said, oh, no, you really have to get one of these. I'm thinking about going into the business and doing this and doing that. And I just switched off and I went, oh my word, how much is it? I don't know if I want it. Is it a lot of money? Is it this? Is it that? And I kind of just cut you off and like swayed the conversation to your operation. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, if only I knew what I know now. And the frame of mind that I was in when you were trying to introduce it to me. And I initially went to the workshop for two reasons. My biggest one was to support you because you're my friend. And the second one was because I was interested in the oils because I had already been going down an emotional path where I was looking for something to heal my emotions. And oils was one of the things that I could look into to help me. So when Ali came down from America, and I had the pleasure of meeting her as well, and she introduced Panaway to me, which I used, but it sold me, but it isn't my favorite oil. Joy is, but that's, again, like Anna said, another conversation for oily workshops. And like Bianca said, we just want to be the change. We want to be the change in someone's life. And one of my biggest mottos since I can remember even in my teaching years, and I'd have a big poster on my blackboard right in the front for everyone to see, is be the change you want to see in the world. And that's how I want to start now, is you need to be your change to be the change in someone's world, because everybody is different. And what we need to remember is everybody does life differently. And you must never change your why because you seeing someone else being successful in something. You must always do you. I love that saying, do you, boo, do you. Stick in your lane. Don't go over into someone else's lane because it's going to get congested. You want to do you because your why and your what is important. There are plenty of recipes in moving forward, but like I said, you need to know your why and your driving force because that is your purpose. And my purpose is giving. Even since I can remember when I met my husband and I went to start teaching and educating Little Minds of Tomorrow, my purpose was to give. I wanted to be there for them completely and wholly and just make a change in their life. Again, coming back to my motto, be the change you want to see in someone else's life. And this in turn made me want to be one for someone. And collectively it has turned into my little oily empire, which I'm very proud of, by the way. So when first signing up with Young Living, I had no intention of doing the business. And I have already reiterated that by my story and introduction with Adi telling me about this diffuser, which was beautiful, by the way. But the first thing that came to my mind was cost. So when we were ordering from America, and at that time we were paying the exchange rate of the dollars, I would gasp every month at my 100 PV order and the $25 shipping, which I wish with all my heart we could just get that one more time so I can just order in an abundance of oils I want. Because now when we look at the customs and taxes, when we want something special from overseas, it's astronomical. But anyway, so I thought, how am I going to do this every month? But then I fell in love with my oils. And when I love something, I can't stop talking about it. The belief in this product and seeing the powers that it's captured in each little bottle has just sold me. My upline encouraged me to talk to others about it, upline being Adi and Sarah. So I signed up a few people and again had no intention of doing the business. I just wanted my oils paid for, which was happening. Now I was doing $300 orders and getting all the freebies, such a bonus. It was so awesome. Then I had the opportunity to really dive into the business. Again, just by accident. Turns out I loved doing it. And I started like really getting into it in the month of May 2019. And May 2019 was my month of inspiration. Now I was sold hook, line, and sinker. Seeing how these oils helped so many of my friends and family made me want to reach out to others and help them. Watching YouTube videos that Cara Cozier has put up has inspired me so much, and I resonated with being one for someone. Even got goosebumps just saying it now, which is her theme in a lot of her videos. I pivoted and changed my mindset. I really began to feel the change in me through Young Living, and not just because of the product. I got to meet the most awesome people who plugged me into many networks and took me along a path of emotional and spiritual development. And I can honestly say I don't know if I would have developed in the time and space I have if I wasn't exposed to the coaching, the developmental programs I've been through with this amazing community who you are watching right now. Nothing is by chance. Everything happens in the time and space it does. So I would have to say that I dived down this rabbit hole, and like Alice, I'm now part of a world that I didn't know existed. And what an amazing world it is. You have to join us in order to see what I'm talking about. So much support, no judgment, and I'm finding the person I was destined to be while being one for someone. I love helping my team, and I get really excited when things are working and doing what they're meant to do to help others on their wellness and journey. They are the reason I'm waking up more excited and having feelings of being filled with joy and contentment. And it doesn't stop here, guys. Because of this, I have so much more gratitude for my family and loved ones. It's almost like the blinds have been pulled back, and I'm seeing the positivity that exists in this world, because when we open our eyes and don't allow the clouds to darken them, we will see. Everyone can do this, even if it is someone who wants their oils paid for. It doesn't stop there. The word will spread. It's like when you start using your oils, the mantra is go low, go slow. It was like that for me in the beginning. I went slow because I needed to know everything about the oils and how to help people. But I'm like a sponge, thirsty for more and more. I just can't help absorbing. And I ask lots of questions, lots. And nobody ever says, okay, Shelly, that's enough. They're all so supportive, and I don't think I've ever come across such an amazing team of women that are really there for you. They are one for me. Don't get me wrong, the financial benefits are amazing. I'm able to do things I would never have been able to do. I can help my family where they need help. I can pay for courses I'd like to do to improve on me, my self-development, my personal development, my development in Young Living. I buy reading materials to quench my thirst for emotional development and knowledge. I invest in items to further my business that allow me to be creative and do what I love doing. And that's giving and blessing. It's my purpose. And I'm following through with it, and Young Living enables me to do that. I have my own financial stability in following my own path without having to depend on my husband, which is amazing. I've had so many blessings in my life, and I want to give it back. So what better way to do this than being there to help someone else change their lives for the better? So all I want to say is, girls, put on your tiaras, put on your tutu, go out there, be one for someone, and show them how they can take control of their own destiny. Thanks for listening, and I'm handing over to Beck, who I am dying to hear because I don't know much about her, and I'm dying to hear her story. Thanks, everyone.
Oh my goodness, that was amazing. I love listening to you guys. Thank you so much for having me in this call. My name is Beck. I know some of my team are in here, so hi everyone. Funny story, just to pivot for a moment. I live in the States. I'm obviously Australian, but I always get asked if I'm South African. I don't know why, but I guess Americans hear our accent as very similar. So that's a fun little thing that I deal with every day. Okay, so I'm a diamond. I'm the same rank as Ali in Young Living. And my journey has been fun. I actually was already on a low tox journey for a few years before I was introduced to essential oils. And I had no idea what essential oils were when I was invited to a party in someone's living room. And I went and I was just mind blown by everything that they could do, got my starter kit. And to backtrack a little bit, I knew about network marketing. I knew what it was. I had actually been involved in another network marketing company, and my parents were in one when I was growing up. So I had experience with this industry to a certain extent. I didn't have any blockers around MLMs, which, you know, obviously we do get that from a lot of people. There's a stigma, but that to me was not something that blocked me. But what happened in my last network marketing company that I was in was the way that they taught us to reach people did not feel authentic at all. And it's probably what gives network marketing a really bad name. And I went ahead and I cold messaged everyone on my Facebook friends list with the same copy pasted message that I was given. And I had a couple of people reply saying that they were really interested. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. And I had a couple of people that were really upset that that was what they were getting from me when I hadn't connected with them in a while. They hadn't spoken to me, and all of a sudden I was trying to sell them something. And so I lost a couple of friends in that. And that was a really huge lesson for me. Like, I need to go with my gut because this doesn't feel good. And so long story short, I was with that company for probably a year doing the business, and I lost my passion for the products. They weren't as clean as I wanted them to be and that they marketed them to be. So I moved on, and I did not get into Young Living for about another year and a half, and got into it purely for the oils. And then we were a struggling one-income family. My husband has a good job, but we were living in Southern California where the cost of living is very, very high, and he was not making enough for us to really live comfortably in that place. And so I was always trying to think of, like, what can I do that can help bring in money? And I really wanted to be at home with my babies. That was something that was really important to me. But being at home with them, I realized that I also wanted something that was my own. I had lost, as you know, I know that many mums feel, had lost my sense of independence and who I really was. And I felt like my identity had become mum. And while that is part of my identity, and I love being a mom and I love staying at home with them, it's not my whole identity. And I really, really was craving something else. I was craving stimulation. I just wanted to be able to do something that stimulated my brain and got me, you know, I love working. So I just wanted something, but I wasn't prepared to give up being at home with them. I didn't want someone else to raise them. That was really important to me. So I started, you know, just doing things at home and doing things online, and I was making small amounts of money, guys, but nothing like what this opportunity provides. And, you know, I really enjoyed just getting creative and having an outlet for that creativity. But nothing was really getting us ahead financially. And I remember posting in a mums group in Facebook that I was in, where I actually met my enroller, and that's how we know each other, that we were really struggling with money. We you know, cut a lot of cost. We'd sold one of our cars and moved into a tiny apartment, and we were really trying to just pay off debt and get ahead. And it just felt so hard. And I posted, like, I think that I'm going to have to go back to work at night when my husband's home to be with my baby, and he'll work during the day and I'll be home with her. And my enroller actually reached out to me and she was like, you are crazy. Like, you do not need to do that. I was pregnant. I was sick as well, but I was at that point where we were so stressed financially that I was like, maybe I need to just get a waitressing job at night. And she's like, you're crazy. You shouldn't do that. And she screenshot her income. And at the time, I hope you're okay with me sharing it, Ali. But at the time, it was $7,000 a month. And she's a crown diamond now, but at that time, and I was just like, what in the world? You can make $7,000 a month slinging oils? How is that possible? And so I was mind blown. But at that time, because I was pregnant and really just, I do not do well in pregnancy, I just couldn't even go there. My head was just not in a space to really start something and start promoting again. And so I kind of just pushed it to the side, but always in the back of my head, it had planted a seed, you guys. So I just want to encourage you that if you've ever signed someone up and they just, no, and they have resistance to the business, don't give up on just loving them where they are, because you never know who's going to be your next diamond. And so it took me 2.5 years after I signed up to actually start the business. I eventually was sharing about the oils on my social media, just, I use it for this and I use this for this. And I had a lot of people asking me questions and I thought, why am I not doing this business again? This seems crazy. I'm talking about them anyway. It fits in with my lifestyle. I should just do this. And so when I made that decision, I jumped in with 2 feet and I've never looked back. And it's been an incredible ride. It's been an incredible roller coaster of breaking through personal blockers, having to really see a bigger vision than myself. Like so many of these women tonight have said, it's not just about us. What's so powerful about this business is we get our needs met. We can get anything that we want in our life. We can have our cake and eat it too, but we have enough to be able to give and to bless others. And we are part of something that is so much bigger than us. So much bigger than any vision that I had for myself prior to starting this. And the vision of Young Living is so beautiful, so powerful. We're carrying on Gary Young's mission. He was so passionate about wellness and helping people. It's always been purpose over profit. And we are part of that. We get to carry on his legacy in this life and then leave a legacy for our kids and our families as well. And so I jumped in really, all in straight away, and we grew to silver within a year. And that was the rank that I think for a lot of people, that's a really big life-changing rank, because the average silver makes about $2,000 US a month. And for a one-income struggling family, that was huge. I did this business. I grew this business with no help, no childcare, home with my kids every single day. I found pockets of time in my day where I could sneak away and quickly send a message or post something, and then, I would stay up late at night. There were sacrifices that I made that I was willing to make because I saw what this business could do for us. And now we're in a place financially where we're not struggling, and where my husband hasn't even been working since March because he was furloughed through COVID. And so this has been the best blessing of our lives, having this backup. It's not even our backup plan anymore. It's our plan A. But it was a backup for a tragic moment where he lost his job and we would have had nothing had I not had this income. And so now we're in a place where our kids can do the extracurricular activities that I so desperately wanted them to be able to do. I wanted them to be able to go to dance and music classes and anything that they really wanted to do. And this was something that we couldn't do before. Like, we were struggling paycheck to paycheck, and we always had more month left after the money was gone. I don't know if anyone else has ever resonated with that, but that's a really, really stressful and hard place to be in. And it doesn't have to be that way. We can make a change. It's up to us. So there are sacrifices that I have made along the way. I have chosen to stay up late and sacrifice sleep and sacrifice, just doing Netflix with my husband at night and just chilling out to build this because my vision and my dreams was so much greater than my current comfort. I've had to step out of my comfort zone and do things that made me scared, but I've grown as a person at the same time. And the growth in this business is beyond anything that I can even explain right now. It is just amazing. The person that I was when I started this business 4 years ago is not the person that I am today. And I'm really proud of my journey and the journey that I've seen so many of my team go on, and just seeing them just live for serving others and having that servant heart is so beautiful. And then the last thing I wanted to say is, if this is something that you are considering, or if this is something that you're just curious in, I want to ask you a question. The average gold makes $6,000 a month. To make that in retirement residually, you have to have 1.8 million. I'm talking in US dollars right now. You have to have 1.8 million US dollars in the marketplace to be able to get around 6,000 US dollars in retirement. Is your current situation set up to pay you that? Is it currently set up so that when you leave your job one day and you retire, you will get $6,000 a month residually? If not, why not take a look at this? Because this is so powerful, this opportunity, what it can do for you, what you can do for others as a result, all of it. It's amazing. And that paycheck, that $6,000 gold paycheck, is not even, that's just scraping the barrel of what you can earn. So there really is huge potential in this. And it's just a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I hope that you jump in. I'll pass it on to Ali now.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Beck. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your stories. Everyone's stories are so powerful. And I love how everyone's story is so different from one another. And that's what's so powerful about this business is you don't have to, have a business degree. You don't have to be a teacher. You don't have to be a nutritionist. You can be anything. And as long as you're passionate about helping others and health, this is something that anyone can participate in, which is amazing. For me, I was in business. And I was in business for 18 years in high tech, working with all men. But I had a really sick second child, and that set my world upside down. And I became extremely passionate about health because of him. And so for me, I now was in a career that I felt like was the golden handcuffs for me. I made a lot of money, but it did not fulfill me. And I had a nanny that had to be raising my children for me because I was traveling all the time with men who had no patience for a mother with small children. There were no excuses. It was, I had to get things done, right? So it wasn't, when I first saw this opportunity, I really wasn't explained it in great detail. Ironically, my best friend is our Royal Crown Diamond, who just to give you some numbers, Royal Crown Diamonds make around $150,000 a month once you're an established Royal Crown Diamond, so just a month. And if you don't know US dollars, look that up in rand or euros or whatever. It's a lot of money. You can support an entire family very comfortable on 1 month's salary for a year with that kind of salary. So just to give you an idea. So my best friend had just started using, she was, just getting into this, and she tried to convince me to do it with her. And I was like, I make a lot of money. I can't just leave my career and play. I just can't just go have fun and play. I have to, I can't leave that income. So really what happened is I started sharing casually because she just asked me to have my friends over to help them teach about all the things I was pulling out of my handbag. Because I was truly like a walking apothecary at this point, because I 100% believed in the product, and I loved the product, and I used the product, and we had miracles happening in my house. But the thought of leaving my very established career was just not there for me. And so she asked me to host some friends over. I had 2 really big groupings of women because I love people. I'm from Dallas. I've been here my whole life, so I just know a lot of people here. And so I hit executive in 2 classes, which is a lot, right? That happened really quickly, right? And so when I started, I got a $2,000 paycheck for just having my friends over and sharing with them what I did. I was you're like, that was like, okay, well, this was really fun. If I can just kind of play with this on the side, maybe it's just extra, like it really was more fun for me than it was about the money, but it was enough money to keep me sharing seriously, right? So then I went to Israel about 6 months after I started, just sharing with my friends. And it gave me time away from my career, away from my children, to really do a lot of introspection. I kept saying to my husband and to my best friend, like, I love health. I'm so passionate about helping others heal their babies like my baby did. We were able to have miracles happen with him through leaving Western medicine and doing holistic things. And I just believe that every mother should have these tools. I was so passionate about it, but I didn't know how to monetize it until the Young Living opportunity came around. It was like, oh my gosh, these work so beautifully, so much faster than even what I had to deal with when I was dealing, like I just had nutrition in my pocket when I started. I didn't even have the oils. Had I had the oils at the time, I could have healed him so much faster. So I had this time away. I had a lot of introspection, a lot of spiritual connection. And I came home from Israel and decided to leave my golden handcuff job, break the handcuffs, and do this full time. And it really was the most beautiful thing I've ever done. I was so passionate about helping others. And I just, like anyone who wanted a solution, I was going to go find that oil combination. It was going to help them because I just knew there was something out there for them. But it was really amazing is that I got to let our nanny go. I got to be the one picking my children up every single day from school, taking them to their events, being home for dinner, traveling when I chose to travel, taking the trips I wanted to take to build my business, which by the way, was a huge thing for me because I love to travel and I love to travel internationally all over the world. And this business opportunity gave me that. I have traveled a lot of different places, South Africa a few times, I think 4 times in a year I got to go before COVID hit. But fast forward, March of this year, my husband lost his dream job that was truly the job of a lifetime. The company dissolved in COVID. And I had this income that allowed us to breathe and not stress. Like we were totally fine. Yes, there were probably some things that I chose to trim, like cable news, but like that was really an excuse to trim the things that I wanted to trim the fluff. But anyway, it was just really such an empowering thing that I knew that we could support our family. And I got to do it in a way that was so authentic. And in a time when the world was scared about being sick, we had solutions to keep people well. And it was just like the best feeling ever that like how I'm supporting my family is helping the world right now, which was something that I had been striving for many, many years. So in July of last year, our team, most of you guys on here, hit Diamond, which was a huge, huge thing. And I just for me, originally it was to help people with their health, and it still is. But it's also to see others, like all the women who have spoken today, who have been able to have an income opportunity that has truly changed their lives too. And that is like the best thing ever when someone messages me that they've hit a new rank, that they're able to leave a career that they were miserable in, or leave a spouse that was hurtful to them, or you never know the position that someone is in. And then when you can empower, for the most part, women, like that is, I have chills because like I said earlier, I worked with all men. There were like 5 women in my corporation. And so this whole flip side of like before, I was yearning for this connection with other women. And that's really what we have. And so the community, and like Shelly said, the personal development, I have grown so much as a person doing this business. And I probably would have paid a lot of money to do what I've gotten to do for free, just to build myself as a better person and a better wife and a better mother. So anyway, that is my story. And I'm so grateful that everyone had the time to sit and listen in here.